What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This for UFC 307, Khalil Rountree versus Alex Pereira. And it's a pretty good fight card overall. I mean, I'm hyped for any fight card that has Poetan on it. I don't care who he's fighting. I don't care what weight class he's fighting. The dude is interesting and the dude is exciting. So that's definitely going to be a good fight, man. Strikers fight. And then, like I said, we got the female bantamweight title up, Pennington versus Pena. That should be decent. And then we got the return of Jose Aldo, which, you know, I love the legend. So, but yeah, man, everybody, my name's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets. What I do here every single week is I break down the UFC fights. I give you my prediction. I give you the best bets that I got for the fights. I break down Dana White Contender Series week, the different weeks while that's going on, and just give you my best breakdowns, my best jokes, my best bets, and having a good time. You know, if you're new here, please hit that like button for me. Please hit the subscribe button. Then you'll get all my new videos as I put them out with all my breakdowns. Last week was pretty good. I got the Moicano fight right. That went kind of crazy. You know, it's crazy to see he broke his collarbone, so he probably maybe would have lost if they would have just let the fight keep going. But yeah, man, every single week I'll be here breaking this down, doing extra content. Me and my buddy Johnny K Picks, as you may know, we do our Defend Your Unit shows live on Wednesday night where we interact with the chat the whole time. The show is basically just to talk with everybody in the chat. So if you like coming out, being heard, and talking to the actual content creators, come to our live show on Wednesday, man. It's always fun. And then we've been doing our pre-shows on Saturday and our fight companions. So check them out. But yeah, if you want my extra content too, check me out on Twitter. I'm on there. It's Blood Money MMA Bets. That's where I post my bet slips and all different kinds of stuff. But yeah, man, like I said, this UFC 308 or 307 card is gonna be awesome. And two title fights, you know, they always, when they do two, it usually has the women's title fight, but even the women's fight should be good. Both them girls are very tough. But yeah, man, let's get right into this. The first fight that I'm going to be breaking down is Alexander Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. This is a short notice fight. Austin Hubbard was actually supposed to fight Nate Landwehr, and the fight got canceled. Nate Landwehr had to pull out of that fight, which that would have been an amazing fight, to be honest. Landwehr going up to 155, which, you know, is going to show, even when he does finally get up there, that he'll have a ton of good fights to have, man. Nate the Train at 155 will be amazing. But this fight is Alexander Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. Alexander Hernandez is 14-8. Currently sitting at minus 200. He's 32 years old, 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Thud Hubbard is 16-7, currently sitting at plus 150, 32 years old, 5'10" with the 71-inch reach. So you see everything's about the same age, is the same height and reach. You know, one's got an inch of height, one inch less of reach. But this should be a pretty good fight. Both these guys are well-rounded vets, man. They both got a ton of experience. Alexander Hernandez is super powerful, man. He's explosive in that first round. He's got crazy power in both hooks. His right hand super fast. He also has a fast right head kick that he's put a couple people out, a couple lower level guys out. But you know, he's had his ups and downs in his career. He's been dropping down to 145, and when he drops down to 145, we know that Hernandez has problems with his cardio. And then when he drops down to 145, they're giving him cardio machines and like Damon Jackson and Bill Algeo, who could take his first round beating and then come back and get him done. Even Billy Quarantillo, his 3 fights at 145, Damon Jackson, Bill Algeo, and Billy Quarantillo, which are like 3 of the same kind of pressure fighters that can take your damage and keep going. So the UFC kind of did him dirty with that. But still fights he could have won, but he lost all 3. His last fight that he won was at 155 on short notice against Jim Miller. Looked pretty decent in that fight. I actually thought he lost that fight, but I had a bet on Jim Miller, so it kind of makes sense. But the dude's well-rounded, man. Alexander Hernandez has explosive striking, explosive power in his hands and legs. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling, but he tends to slow down after that first round and a half, especially when people are putting real pressure on him. You got Austin Thud Hubbard, who is pretty good everywhere, but isn't great anywhere. Like, he doesn't stand out anywhere. He's got kind of bad takedown defense. He's got okay wrestling himself. He's got pretty decent striking, but it's more based off of just volume and pressure than actual, you know, damage and hurting you and stuff like that. But he's very durable himself, and he's got really good cardio. He trains out in Colorado, and that's just one of his things is good cardio. But the problem is he's not very dangerous. He's not going to come out with just one game plan. Like, I'm going to keep this fight standing and win. I don't like much about his game. I don't like much about Alexander Hernandez's game, but I do think that he has the wrestling to keep this standing where he can land the bigger shots on the feet. And as long as he fights like he did against Jim Miller and doesn't completely gas out, I don't see why he can't beat Austin Hubbard. Austin Hubbard isn't really dangerous. He doesn't really finish guys. So even if Hernandez slows down a little bit, I don't see Hubbard finishing him. But I would stay far away from this fight. I don't trust either one of these guys. It's not really the best fight in the world. I would have rather seen Landwehr beat up Hubbard, but it is what it is. Give me Alexander Hernandez by decision, but not confident at all. Next fight is in the men's 170-pound division. We got two very well experienced and seasoned veterans of the UFC here. We got Tim Means fighting Court Mcgee. Tim Means is 33 and is 16-1, currently sitting at -230. 40 years old, 6'2" with the 75-inch reach. Court Mcgee is 21-13, currently sitting at +190. 39 years old, 5'11" with the 75-inch reach. So you'll see both these guys are pretty much 40, 41 years old. Tim Means is going to be 3 inches taller. Court Mcgee has a half an inch of reach. Tim Means, like I said, both these guys, you can speak on what they used to do, and then you can speak on kind of what they do now. And Tim Means, used to be the dirty bird, man. He used to be a crazy wild fighter, come out, put crazy pressure on you, try to finish you, and just well-rounded everywhere, has good power in his hands, throws in combo. But as he's been fighting longer, and getting older, his durability's gone down. I believe he's been finished in like his last 5 out of his last 6 losses he's been finished in. And like I said, he used to be very known for his durability. He got choked out by Moreno, choked out by Holland, knocked out by Eurosmetic, had a good fight against Andre Fiallo. And got the finish there, but he was even hurt a couple times in that fight. And he actually got the win over Nicholas Dalby in 2021 because, man, like I said, Tim Means is actually good. It's just that kind of like, his age and his durability has left him. His speed's left him, and his cardio is not as crazy as it used to be. Court Mcgee, man, he's meat and potato fighter. He used to have, he's 39. He used to have really good wrestling in the UFC, really good durability. And then he got knocked out twice in a row. He did show good durability last fight against Alex Morono, but Morono really doesn't hit that hard, but he did fight a good fight, man. He's got good boxing. He's got really good cardio. He's got good wrestling. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. And like I said, he's just heavy on top. He's got good cardio and good pressure. This fight is going to be a weird one because, like I said, they're both older. You're not getting 31 versus 31 and all their skills here. But I still got to go with Tim Means in this fight. I like his size. I like the fact that he throws more volume. He's going to hit harder, and he can keep this fight standing where I believe that he can just land the bigger shots. I don't believe he has to be really worried about Court Mcgee hurting him, but this fight could play out really, really close, especially if Tim Means doesn't get Court Mcgee out of there. This fight could play out very close, but I still got to go with Tim Means. He's got more power, more volume, and hits harder, So give me Tim Means in a weird fight that I kind of really don't trust either. Next fight is in the men's light heavyweight division. We got Ovince St. Preux versus Ryan Spann. Ovince St. Preux 27-17, currently sitting at +265, 41.5 years old. That's a theme on this card too. There's I believe there's nine or 10 fighters that are over 40 years old or over 35 years old on this card. So it's an aging card for sure. But he is 41 years old, 6'3" with the 80-inch reach. Ryan Spann's 21-10. Currently sitting at -340, 33 years old, 6'5" with a 79-inch reach. So you see Spann's going to be 2 inches taller, reaches around the same, and Spann's going to be 8 years younger. Ovince St. Preux, like I said before, we can't really talk about what he used to be when he fought John Jones and probably was on steroids and had a really good fight. But we can talk about what he is now, man. He's a low output striker, even though last fight somehow against Kennedy Njoku, he threw like 260 significant strikes. But usually he's a low output counter striker that wants to hit you with that big left hook like he was able to hit Alonzo Menefield with back in the day, was able to beat Mauricio Shogun Rua by split decision, which I thought he lost that fight against the washed Rua. He should really be on, like a 5-fight losing streak. And then he beat Kennedy Njoku, which was crazy. But I mean, I think we're finding out Kennedy isn't all that great. But he's a low output counter striker he used to have a decent head kick. He's got a decent head kick. He's got a decent left hook, check counter left hook, man, that has some decent power in it. And he showed pretty good cardio and toughness against Kennedy Njoku. So, I mean, I thought his durability was leaving him. You see Felipe Lenz and these guys knock him out quick, but then he showed good durability against Kennedy. Ryan Spann, this guy hit or miss, fast, powerful boxing. He's got a powerful jab. You seen him knock out Dominique Reyes with that jab, and pretty good power in his hands. But man, he's one of the best hammers in the game and a terrible nail. He's always going for the finish, usually every second of the fight. Last fight against Bogdan Guskov, I thought he was going to get the finish. He hurt Guskov on the feet, got the takedown, took his back, flattened him out. Almost sunk in the rear naked choke, and then did what he does. He kind of gasses out, got hit with a big shot in the second, got finished. He has no chin. I'll say that, man. He's been hurt in almost every single fight he's ever fought, even if he won. And he just, good hammer, bad nail. He does have good submissions, which is weird. He has 6 KO wins and 12 submissions wins. He's finished 18 of his 21 wins. And like I said, 12 submission wins. He's got good front chokes. He's very big, very heavy on top. But in this fight, man, it's just a weird fight to pick. Obviously, maybe Spann could go out there and go hard in the first round and then gas himself out and make it a quick, close fight like he did against Sam Alvey back in the day. But I got to go with Ryan Spann here. Very untrustworthy fight. I don't really like any of the over-unders, nothing, because they might come out and fight a slow fight. They might come out and go nuts. I don't really know, but I'm going to take Ryan Spann. I'm going to say that he does hit Ovince St. Preux's chin in that first round because he's just going to be so much faster, man. So give me Ryan Spann by first round knockout, but I don't trust either one of them fighters. Been burned a lot on both. Next fight is in the men's welterweight division. We got Stephen Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley, and this is going to be one of my favorite fights on the card. Stephen Thompson is 17-7-1. Currently sitting at plus 160, 41.5 years old, 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. Joaquin Buckley is 19-6, currently sitting at minus 190. He's 30 years old, 5'10 with the 76-inch reach. So you see, Wonder Boy's going to be 2 inches taller. Buckley will have 1 inch of reach, and Buckley will have 11 years age advantage in this fight. Stephen Thompson, man, phenomenal karate striker, man. This dude has excellent speed. Like his straight left and straight rights, because he switches stances a lot. He's got excellent kicks, excellent punches out of both stances. Out of the southpaw stance, which is what he's usually in, he can throw a straight left right down the pipe, man, that just lands hard, hurts people. You've seen him do it against Kevin Holland a ton. Just excellent striking. When he can keep the fight on the feet, he's one of the best strikers in the game. Hit Kevin Holland with everything but the kitchen sink. You've seen him do it to Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque. Both of them dudes were on their big runs coming up, making their way to the title. And since they don't really grapple, they had to strike with Wonder Boy, man. And he puts a striking clinic on people, on anybody that stands with him striking, other than freaking Showtime Pettis somehow hits him with a big shot. But in the striking, even at his age, you've seen against Kevin Holland, man, he's very dangerous. He's fast. He's elusive. His kicks are powerful as hell. His straight left's powerful. Good right hook. Good switch stance switch fighting, man. But he's slowing down. He's 41.5 years old. His takedown defense either wasn't really that great, and we didn't get to see it early in his career, or just, it has went downhill because he's been getting taken down and beaten up in a lot of fights recently. You got Shavkat, who was able to take him down, beat him up, Bilal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns. And he's had some tough fights being later in his career at 41.5 years old, not being able to stay off the mat. Joaquin Buckley, man, he's a powerful striker. He switches stances, throwing heat with both hands, both legs. He's like an awkward striker, you know what I mean? But he's explosive. So like you seen with Impa Kinsagane, head kick. Impa catches his kick and he just spins out of him holding his kick and hits him with the other leg, knocks him out cold. Had good fights against Alex Morono. Down here, since he's dropped to 170, he's looked phenomenal. 4-fight win streak. Even at 185, he was looking good. Had the close fight with Nasruddin that he lost, and then was beating Chris Curtis before he got knocked out. But that was up at 185. But that 170 looked good. Knocked out Fiallo. Beat up Alex Morono, beat up Vicente Luque. And that last win against Nursultan Ruzibov was an excellent win, man, where he showed toughness. He got hit with big shots. He got hit with big knees and was able to take that and then land his own big shots on the feet. But what he really did was showed off his grappling game. He was able to take Ruzibayev down in the first, second, and third round, beat him up, almost finished him in that third round, and looked really good, And in this fight, if this fight stays on the feet for all 3 rounds, then Stephen Thompson's going to win. Because Buckley, I mean, we even seen against Andre Fiallo, he was kind of losing that fight, so he landed that big shot and got the knockout. But I don't think he's going to outstrike Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, but I also don't think that he's just going to stand with Stephen Thompson the whole fight. I think Joaquin Buckley is going to use his wrestling, use his striking, land some big shots, take some decent shots, but he's going to get that grappling going, mix it in enough to get the win. I don't think he stops Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at all. I think Joaquin Buckley gets the win. I think he gets it using a lot of grappling. He's going to have to. So give me Joaquin Buckley by decision in a really good fight that I'm really looking forward to. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We have Carla Esparza versus Tecia Pennington, formerly known as Tecia Torres. This is a rematch. These guys actually fought on the Ultimate Fighter way back in the day, man. And Carla Esparza was able to get the majority decision. Carla Esparza is 19-7, currently sitting at plus 150, 36 years old, 5'1" with a 63-inch reach. You got Tecia Pennington, who is 13-7, currently sitting at minus 180, 35 years old, 5'1" with the 61-inch reach. So you'll see Esparza has 2 inches of reach. They're both pretty much the same age. Esparza is about 2 years older. But yeah, Carla Esparza has okay striking. It's improving as her career's gone, but it's still not that great. She is a wrestler. She has a great wrestling background. She has a great wrestling history in the UFC. She has really good takedowns, single legs, double legs, and she's a chain wrestler, and she sticks to a game plan. She's not going to use bad fight IQ. She's definitely going to stick to a game plan. She has good jiu-jitsu. She's heavy on top. When she lands the takedowns, girls usually don't get back up. You've seen it against Yan Xian. I mean, you've seen it in a lot of her fights, to be honest. Marina Rodriguez, she was able to land a ton of takedowns. Alexa Grasso, back when she was at 115, then had the terrible fight with Rose Namajunas and then got beat down by Weili Zhang. Yeah, man, she's a wrestler. She's got okay striking. It's serviceable. And then she's going to stick to a game plan to try to wrestle you, grapple you, and get some control and beat you up and win that fight there. But she's getting older and she's getting a little slower. And it seems like her cardio is starting to fail her a little bit in the third round. Tecia Pennington, who took a long time off because she's married to the champ Raquel Pennington, who are both fighting on this card. And she had a baby. They had a baby together. She had a baby, and she took a little time off fighting and came back. And I thought she looked really good. I thought she beat Tabitha Ricci in that fight. It was very, very close. She was cage controlled a lot, and I think that's what got the loss. I thought she beat Mackenzie Dern too in that fight, which is crazy. So she could be on a 5-fight win streak. She's fought the best girls in the world, just like Carla Esparza. Both these girls are very experienced. Tecia Pennington is a kickboxer that's using both hands, both legs. She's the tiny tornado because she's just always going, man. She's kicking you with both legs, punching you with both arms, throws in combination, has excellent takedown defense. Like I said, she can be clinched up against the cage. She can be taken down, but she usually gets right back up. You've seen it against Dern, even though she was in some bad jiu-jitsu spots against Dern. But you've seen it against Ricci, who's very good, wasn't even able to take her down and get any control time in that fight, really. So, very good striker with excellent takedown defense. She's training with the champ. She's married to the champ. She lost a majority decision in this fight, like I said, against the Ultimate Fighter. But I think since they've gotten older, I think Esparza's wrestling and grappling is going to slow down and not be as good as Pennington's takedown defense that she's gained over the years, and then her speed and striking. So I got to go with Tecia Pennington. I don't think she finishes Esparza. Pennington doesn't finish anybody. So give me Tecia Pennington by decision. Next fight is in the men's 185-pound division. We got Ihor Potieria versus Ceasar Almeida. Ihor is 21-6, currently sitting at plus 310, 28 years old, 6'3" with the 75-inch reach. Ceasar Almeida is 5-1, currently sitting at minus 400, 36 years old, 6'1" with the 74-inch reach. So you see, Potieria is going to be 2 inches taller with 1 inch of reach, and he's also going to be 8 years younger. Ihor Potieria, it's hard to tell like what he does. If he's a striker, he's got decent grappling, like you've seen against Bellato. He's got very good takedown defense. He's got okay offensive wrestling himself, but he's a striker, and then sometimes he's a crazy come at you all crazy striker like he did against Ulberg and Nurmagomedov. And then sometimes he's a calculated striker and he fights smart like he did against Robert Buzik. And uses grappling, mixes in grappling and striking, and he's very durable. People might not think he's durable because like what Pereira did to him, but like against Bellato, man, he took some really big shots and he gave some really big shots back, and he was fighting hard through that whole fight at 205. Even against Ulberg, you know, he landed decent shots before he was hit with the big one. He was able to get Mauricio Shogun Hua out of there, and then like I said, had a tough fight with Negramanu where he ate some big knees and big shots before he was put out. But that was all at up at 205. This is at 185. He's going to be fighting Ceasar Almeida, who's a straight up kickboxer, man. This guy's fought Alex Pereira and many of the great kickboxers in the game. Donovan Wise, I think it is actually. which is he's the best kickboxer in the world right now. And he's had 2 majority and unanimous decisions where he landed some really good leg kicks on him, had him switching stances. And I thought maybe he had a possibility of winning one of them fights. But in his MMA career, he had a good showing on the Contender Series against Fernando, where he actually showed good takedown defense, good takedowns of his own, and excellent cardio to go 3 hard rounds with a guy that's pretty big, pretty good, and was grappling him the whole time. Looked good. Then he comes in and fights Dylan Bucka, and gets taken down a little bit in the first round, stops the takedowns in the second, and then knocks him out. Showed really good cardio in that fight too, and then comes in against Kopylov, gets hurt, gets dropped in the first round, almost flatlined, and then lands it, gets taken down. Second round comes out, and it looks like Kopylov's completely gassed, and Ceasar Almeida just really isn't doing much because it looks like he's also gassed too from the damage and the grappling. And then Kopylov's just landing takedowns at will and able to get a lot of control time. And then by the third round, Kopylov gets the takedown, and Almeida just had nothing left to offer him, really. Couldn't get off his back. This is a weird fight because it's like Ceasar Almeida obviously has the better stand-up, right? He's going to have the better kickboxing, but it's not like Potieria's kickboxing is bad. So, I mean, I don't know where he fully beats him there. Then if there's any grappling here, at 185, I like Ihor Potieria's size, being, a little bit bigger, and he's the only one that's shown really good good offensive grappling, or that he's going to try to offensively grapple. But, so this fight could get really interesting, but with all that said, I can't trust Ihor Potieria. I think that he could make this interesting. I think that he could land a big shot and hurt Ceasar Almeida. We've seen Kopylov do it. I think he could do the grappling, use grappling possibly, but I still got to take Almeida because if this fight just stays standing for 3 rounds, I got to assume that Almeida is going to be the better kickboxer. I think the line is crazy off being minus 400 because, I mean, he's very, very unproven in the MMA game, and at least Potieria is an MMA fighter, a good one, or a decent one. So give me Ceasar Almeida, but it's more because I do not trust Ihor Potieria. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Marina Rodriguez versus Lasmin Lucindo. Marina Rodriguez is 17-4-2, currently sitting at plus 145, 37 years old, 37 and a half, 5'6" with the 65-inch reach. Lasmin Lucindo is 16-5, currently sitting at minus 175, 22 years old, 5'3" with the 66-inch reach. So you'll see Marina Rodriguez is 15 years older than Lasmin Lucindo, but she's going to be 3 inches taller and 1 inch less of reach. Marina Rodriguez has excellent Muay Thai striking, good clinch, serious clinch knees, good elbows. You've seen against Michelle Roderson where she just beat her to a pulp in that fight, and landed some really good elbows. Had a good fight with Jessica Andrade last fight where she won the first round. The second round she was winning and then started getting hurt towards the end of it. And then the third round was close, but it seemed like she slowed down. And I don't know if that was due to age, damage, what, but she definitely slowed down and made it. It was a close fight, though. It was a good fight. The Verna Jandiroba fight, Verna was just able to land all the takedowns, man, and get a ton of control time. But Verna is very good, and that's her specialty. And she's just really able to work that wrestling grappling game. She had a good fight with Lemos until she got knocked out, and she was on her way up. She was trying to get to a title fight with that fight with Lemos, and like I said, ended up getting knocked out. But she's got decent takedown defense. When she's taken down, she doesn't have the best get-up game, but she has really good Muay Thai striking. She's big, long, tall. She hits hard. And if the fight just stays striking, she's definitely got a really good shot. Lasmin Lucindo, she's got really good striking herself. You've seen it in the Howard-Gee fight. You've seen her beat up Rogan Walker with it. And even Poliana Viano, she was landing good shots before the takedowns. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, that fight was kind of close for me. To be, with another 38-year-old fighter, but Carolina's tough. She makes it hard to style on her. Lasmin was able to land some big shots on the feet, land a little bit of the grappling, but wasn't able to do as much later in the fight. And like I said, kind of made it a little closer than I like. This fight is very tough to call because Marina Rodriguez is very tough. You've seen it. She's still got it. She's fighting 31-year-old Jessica Andrade to split decision. She's still very, very tough. But in this fight, I got to take Lasmin Lucindo. I think the striking, I actually favor Marina Rodriguez in the striking, but Lasmin Lucindo's got good grappling, good wrestling, good cardio, good toughness. And if she's not liking the striking, I do think that she would be able to land some takedowns on Marina Rodriguez. So in another fight that I think is going to play out very close and possibly go to split decision, I'm going to take Lasmin Lucindo, but man, Marina Rodriguez definitely has a shot in this fight with all her experience, size, and just striking. If she keeps it standing the whole fight, she can definitely win this fight. Next fight is in the men's middleweight division. We got Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. Roman Dolidze is 13-3, currently sitting at plus 145, 36 years old, 6'2" with the 76-inch reach. Kevin Holland is 26-11, currently sitting at minus 170, 31 years old, 6'3" with the 81-inch reach. So you see Holland will be 1 inch taller with 5 inches of reach. He's also 5 years younger. Roman Dolidze, powerful striker. Good boxing, good leg kicks, kind of slow, kind of low output, but good forward pressure. What he wants to do, he's got decent, see his thing, he's got decent wrestling. He's got a good clinch with powerful clinch knees. You've seen against Kyle Dawkins. Okay wrestling, but world-class jiu-jitsu. And you've seen that against Jack Hermanson. You've seen that even against Phil Hawes when he blew his knee out before he ended up knocking him out standing up. But the dude's good. I thought he beat Marvin Vettori in just a striking match. And yeah, he got beat by Nasruddin Imavov, but we've seen Imavov's the real deal. He's a big, tough, strong guy too. And like I said, on the ground, the dude is a savage. He's fighting Kevin, no fight IQ Holland, man, who's a very big, tall, long dude. Powerful boxing, seriously powerful, straight right down the pipe. He's got a KO power in his left hook. He's got excellent front chokes, darces, guillotines. You've seen the arm bar off his back on Mikhail Olenjacek after he got dropped and hurt in that fight. He got that ass whooped by Michael Page. We're not going to lie. Michael Page was just landing big shots and kind of styled on him. Jack Della, that fight was really good. This is when he dropped down to 170. He's back up at 185 now, and I never really liked Kevin Holland at 185. He's very tall, he's very skinny, and he's not physically strong at 185. He's very fast, and he hits very hard. But, I mean, and he has the worst fight IQ in the game. Go watch him fight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Watch him take Thompson down and let him up 2 different times as he's getting his ass whooped. Like, come on, man, you're getting your ass whooped, and then you're still letting the dude up. Like, win the fight. But in this fight, I'm taking Roman Dolidze. I don't think Kevin Holland knocks him out. I actually think Roman Dolidze will be able to wrestle Kevin Holland here. We've seen Kevin Holland with Derek Brunson, Marvin Vettori, all these guys just be able to take him down at will and hold him down. And I'm not saying Roman Dolidze has the wrestling as the same level of wrestling as them guys. I'm saying Roman Dolidze is a very big, strong guy with okay wrestling. And I think that once he gets his hands around Kevin Holland, he will be able to land the takedowns. I mean, Kevin Holland's takedown defense is terrible. We've seen it at 170 and 185. And once Roman gets him on the ground, he's got the jiu-jitsu to survive and just hold him down and win some rounds. Like I said, Kevin maybe lands some big shots and have some big moments, but Dolidze has never been knocked out. And I don't see after what he did with the Mavov, that he's getting knocked out here. He survived the crazy knee and almost got finished in the first round by like 100 shots. So I'm going to take the underdog here, but I don't really trust either one of these guys. Dolidze can be low output, but if they do, give me Dolidze by decision. Next fight is in the women's bantamweight division. We got Kayla Harrison versus Ketlen Vieira. Kayla Harrison, 17-1, currently sitting at minus 800, 34 years old, 5'8" with the 66-inch reach. Ketlen Vieira is 14-3, 33 years old, 5'8" with the 68-inch reach. Kayla Harrison is a beast. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in judo. She's very physically strong. She's got crazy hip toss, judo tosses. If you're trying to take, like, Holly Holm actually landed a reversal and got on top of Kayla in the beginning of their fight and then kept trying to grapple her. And then obviously Kayla's a way better grappler and was able to reverse the position and then land crazy ground and pound. She has elbows now. She wouldn't know how to use the elbows in the PFL and all that. And she's a beast. If you watch her, she's like Ronda Rousey, but I mean, she's pretty much like Ronda Rousey, you know, but with better cardio and toughness, because she finishes a lot of girls in the first round, but she's also had some 5-round fights, like against Larissa Pacheco, where she got the win there and showed really good toughness in the second or third fight with Larissa Pacheco, who is a complete freaking beast, would be possibly a 135 champ in the UFC if she could make it to it, because these are big girls. I mean, Kayla was fighting at like 155 at times in PFL. That's how big this chick is. Now she's down to 135, but decent striking, excellent wrestling and judo, phenomenal jiu-jitsu, heavy on top, and her ground and pounds, probably the sickest ground and pound a female is going to have in this game, and she's got submissions. Ketlen Vieira, good, tall, long striking. She's got a pretty good left hook. She's got a good cage clinch herself, pretty good wrestling herself. She'll have the better striking here. If she could keep this fight standing for all 3 rounds, she would definitely win this fight. But she, like I said, she's got good, strong clinch. She's got good takedown defense. She's got good wrestling herself. She throws in combos. I thought she beat Raquel Pennington when they just fought recently, so possibly she could have fought up and been the champ when she lost that split to Raquel. I thought she clearly won that fight. But that fight has nothing to do with this fight. You know, Ketlen's going to have better striking. She may have decent first line of takedown defense in this fight, but when it does get to the ground, she doesn't have any get up game. We've seen it with versus Yana Santos, where she got beat when she was on top, basically getting hit off the bottom and stuff like that. I'm very high on Kayla Harrison. This girl is probably most likely, well, she is going to be the 135-pound champ. She's going to beat the crap out of a lot of girls until someone like Pacheco or maybe like a Cyborg Santos came over. So I got to take Kayla Harrison, and I'm going to take her inside the distance by ground and pound over Ketlen Vieira. Next fight is the return of Jose Aldo. We got Jose Aldo. I said we got Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista. Jose Aldo is 32-8, currently sitting at plus 145. 38 years old, 5'7" with the 70-inch reach. Mario Bautista is 14-2, currently sitting at minus 175. 31 years old, 5'9" with the 69-inch reach. So you'll see Bautista be 2 inches taller, but Aldo's got that 1 inch of reach. But Aldo is 7 years older at 38 years old. And I can't wait for this fight. This is one of my favorite fights on the card. Jose Aldo, seriously well-rounded fighter, phenomenal boxing, phenomenal leg kicks, phenomenal at checking leg kicks, probably the best takedown defense in the history of UFC. Like, honestly, like, this dude's been fighting since the WEC against all wrestlers, all the Team Alpha Male guys. Everybody's wrestler. Everybody wanted to take this dude down, and nobody, I mean, Uriah Faber, Chad Mendez, Joseph Benavidez, I believe Benavidez he fought, maybe not Benavidez, but all these guys tried to take this man down, and nobody could take this man down. He's got like a 95% takedown defense. Marab couldn't even take this man down. But enough of going on about the legend. But it is Jose Aldo. I freaking love this dude. But phenomenal boxing, phenomenal leg kicks, checks leg kicks well, awesome takedown defense, actually has good wrestling and takedowns himself. He showed a little bit against Jonathan Martinez. He showed that in the Marlon Vera fight, that if he wants to use offensive wrestling and grappling, he can, man. He's a very well-rounded dude. 38 years old. I don't like that, but he showed in his last fight against Jonathan Martinez, man. He still has it against these young up-and-coming prospects. Martinez came out. He's a powerful leg kicker. He threw a couple leg kicks. They got checked. Aldo threw some powerful leg kicks back at him, took the leg kicks out of there. Then the boxing, it came down to the boxing, and Aldo just had more power than Jonathan Martinez and was able to stop any of the grappling Jonathan Martinez tried. And then by the third round, what I didn't like is in the third round against Martinez in a very close fight, Aldo did start slowing down and then was able to hurt Martinez later in the fight with like a minute and a half left, and that really sealed the round for him. But I didn't like that he was kind of slowing down in that fight, and it was kind of a lower output striking match with very little grappling. But he is 38, and he has been known to slow down anyways. Remember against like Pierre Dionne and all these kind of guys, Marlon Moraes and stuff. He was, even though I thought he won that, he was definitely slowing down, man. And we thought it was due to his age and weight cut and all that. But man, like I said, he comes back and looks that great against Jonathan Martinez. Mario Bautista, he's got really good striking. He's got good stepping and flying knees. You've seen against Miles John. He hit Ricky Simone with a couple of them, dude. He's very, very good with the flying knees, stepping knees. Got good boxing. He's got good wrestling, and he's got good jiu-jitsu. You've seen against Ricky Simone, he got taken down in the first round, but he was able to stop the grappling for the rest of the fight. Against Damon Blackshear, who's a phenomenal wrestler grappler, he was able to stop most of that. Against like Kelleher, Benito Lopez, and Guido Canetti, he was using more grappling in them fights. That's the thing I kind of don't like here in this fight for Mario Bautista, even though he's an up and coming beast. I mean, I think he's 31 years old himself, but in a lot of fights, I've seen him with the striking. When he doesn't like the striking, he's using the grappling to get out of it, to get his wins and get his submissions. But he won't be able to do that here. He didn't really separate himself too crazy from Ricky Simone in the striking, even after stopping the grappling in the first round. He was able to not really separate himself. He landed some decent shots, and in the third round, with about a minute left, he hurt Ricky Simone with some knees and some big shots, and that really sealed the fight for him. But I mean, he looked good. He's been looking good. He's been taking a step up in competition and looking better and better. Dude, excuse me. This is a very, very, very tough fight to call, because Jose Aldo could easily keep this fight standing and win this fight. He's not going to get taken down by Bautista. He's going to have good striking. Like, I think he has better striking and definitely boxing than Bautista. I just don't like the way that he slows down in that third round. Bautista is very tough, very durable. He throws a lot of volume. Like I said, this is a 50-50 fight. I'm going to take Mario Bautista by decision. The only reason I really liked Aldo, I wanted to pick Aldo, but like I said, I don't like how he slows down in that third round. So if this is close, 1-1 in them first 2 rounds, and plus we got to consider too, Jose Aldo was in Brazil and Sao Paulo at home when he fought Jonathan Martinez. So he had the crowd, he had everything with him. Won't be the same in this one, even though people will be backing Aldo because he is a legend. I just don't think he's going to have the same get up and go at 38 years old. So I am going to take Mario Bautista, but I'm not very confident. I'm going to take him by decision. I'm going to say that he's able to clearly win the third round because he does have good cardio, very good toughness, and he throws a lot of combos. I'm going to say that he wins the third round, either wins a close decision or a split decision in that fight. But if Jose Aldo wins, I will not be mad. Co-main event time. We got Raquel Pennington, the champ, versus Julianna Pena. Raquel Pennington is 16-8, currently sitting at -185, 36 years old, 5'7" with a 67.5-inch reach. Julianna Pena is 10-5, currently sitting at +150, 35 years old, 5'6" with a 69-inch reach. So you'll see Pennington's 1 inch taller, but Pena actually has 1.5 inches of reach. Both these girls are getting up there in age, 36. Both these women are getting up there in age, 36 and 35. But they're both very tough. These are 2 very experienced girls that's been in the UFC for well over 10 years, and they're very, very tough girls, both of them, mentally, physically, all that. Rocky Pennington, she's got decent striking. She's got pretty decent boxing when she wants to use it, but she doesn't seem to trust it much. Versus Mayra Bueno Silva, by the middle of the second round, she was landing good combos, was able to land the bigger shots on Bueno Silva, but was just back her up and just get right in the clinch, because that's what Raquel Pennington wants to do. She wants to cage clinch you. She wants to clinch you. She wants to take you down and grapple you if she can, wear on you, beat you up. She's a junkyard dog with excellent toughness, excellent cardio. She can take whatever you give her and then give it right back. Even if you're taking her down early, she'll start like Bueno Silva was. She'll eventually start reversing that, getting on top, and she just goes pace, pace, pace. She's a junkyard dog, female junkyard dog. But like I said, she wants to cage grapple you. She wants to get the takedown. She wants to be on top. She's got really good jiu-jitsu, stayed safe against Mayra Bueno Silva in a bunch of bad spots where Silva had her back, different armbar attempts and stuff like that, and looked really good against her. Julianna Pena, the girl that slayed the Lioness, Amanda Nunes, which was a crazy fight that she was able to get that win. Second fight, it didn't go her way. She took a lot of damage, but she showed her toughness just to be able to stay in that fight for 5 rounds. Raquel Pennington wasn't able to do that when she fought Nunes, when Nunes hit her with all them crazy leg kicks and all that. So, but she's got a good boxing. Really, she's got a good lead jab and left hook. That's what she beat Amanda Nunes with in the second round. She came out and just kept jabbing her, and Nunes was just running into the jab and hitting her with that left hook. She probably threw 60 or 70 of them in the second round before she got that finish. But she's got pretty good wrestling herself, and she's got really good jiu-jitsu. She's when she's on the ground, she's looking for the finish on the top or from the bottom. If she's on top, she's looking to pass the guard, going to get any arm triangles, stuff like that. And when she's on the bottom, she's throwing up elbows and arm bars and triangles. She's very, very efficient off her back and tries to even get the subs there. This is going to be a good fight because both these girls are very, very evenly matched. I am going to go with the champion here. The reason I'm going to go with the champion is because I'm going to say that the striking is going to be pretty even with both these girls. Neither one of them really like to just strike, but they can both box. No, they're not throwing leg kicks. The cage clinch should be pretty even with both of these. They're both really strong girls. Pennington, I think, is going to be a little bit bigger. So I think that Pennington might get a little cage control. But the biggest part to me is like Pennington, I believe that if this fight hits the ground, I believe Pennington will be on top. So when she's on top, she's going to be able to stay safe from the submissions. She's going to be able to land some ground and pound and just get a lot of control time here. I don't see either one of these girls getting finished. Pena is the only one that's really live for a finish because Pennington doesn't finish anybody, but Pena is actually dangerous on the ground. But I got to go with Pennington here, man. I just think that she lands decent shots on the feet, gets more cage control time. She's on top when the wrestling goes down, and she stays safe and gets the control time. So give me Raquel Pennington to be and still. Main event time. We got Alex Poatan Pereira versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Alex Pereira is the champ, and he's 11-2. Currently sitting at minus 500, 37 years old, 6'4" with the 80-inch reach. Khalil Rountree's 13-5. Currently sitting at plus 350, 34 years old, 6'1" with the 76.5-inch reach. So this is going to be a great fight because it's going to be striker's delight. Poatan is obviously one of the best kickboxers to ever live, and Khalil Rountree's got some of the best Muay Thai in the sport of MMA. You've seen it with the leg kicks with Anders. Alex Pereira, man, this guy is on a crazy streak. He's the 205-pound champion, beat Jan Blachowicz by split, and then took the title from Yuri. Beat Jamal Hill, and then beat Yuri again. The Jamal Hill one was a little iffy, you know, a little suspect, but he knocked him out. He hit him with the left hook, put him down, a little cheating involved, whatever. It was weird. But the second one with Parashka, man, drops him with the left hook right at the end of the first round, and then hits him with that head kick at the beginning of the second round. I mean, the dude is deadly dangerous. He has his left hook is probably besides maybe like Mirko Krokop's head kick, his left hook might be like the most dangerous weapon that's ever been in MMA. I mean, Mirko Krokop used to kick people into another dimension. Poatan punches them into another dimension, and he can do the head kick. So I think, you know, Prohashka might be a little more dangerous than even Mirko Krokop. But left hook to God, that should be his nickname, man. Crazy leg kicks with both legs. That's a very important part of his game. He was hitting Prohashka with them in the first fight and the second fight. Jan Blachowicz was hurting him with them, and we know Blachowicz usually has the best leg kicks and is made of steel, but he was getting hurt with them. Was hurting Izzy bad. When he got finished in that second fight, he was going in for the finish on Izzy and just got hit with that big counter, right? But you've seen her before that, even against Izzy, where he showed the great leg kicks, left hook Strickland to sleep. Man, this dude is so dangerous. He's got good takedown defense. I mean, he's been taken down against like Yuri and them guys who are big, strong, freaking light heavyweights, and he's got a good get up game. He got up against Yuri. Jan Blachowicz was able to take him down. He was able to get up and land some bigger shots to be able to get the win there. But this fight ain't going to the ground. This is going to be Pereira showing off his kickboxing skills. Because, like I said, Khalil Rountree, phenomenal Muay Thai, but he's not going to be trying to. He's not going to be grappling here. He's got powerful leg kicks. You've seen against Eric Anders. He's got power in his hands. You've seen him knock out Anthony Smith in that last fight where he hit him, and Anthony Smith just went all over the ring doing flips and stuff like that. Straight left is money. That's what he hit Dawkins with. He's a southpaw Muay Thai guy with serious power, man. Good leg kicks and just powerful kicks to the knees. Seen against Modestas Bukauskas, he'll kick you on the ground to the body against Carl Robertson, but we can guarantee that Poatan isn't going to be on the ground laying there like Carl Robertson covering up, and he's definitely not going to be the striking caliber of Modestas Bukauskas. The sad fact is Khalil Rountree, if you go look through his fights, has never beat a top 10 guy. He beat Anthony Smith, who was ranked number 8 on 3 days' notice, so we'll put him at number 30 because you're not really getting a top 10 guy on 3 days' notice that's ranked number 8. So the fact that he even got this title fight's crazy, but it's really because Poatan's already been beating all the other 205ers, and then I believe the UFC didn't want to give Poatan Ankalaev yet, even though I don't think Ankalaev, I don't know if he beats him, but he's got the best chance because he's got the kickboxing to stand with him. He's got the grappling, you know, to definitely land some takedowns on Poatan. So in this fight, going to be striker versus striker. I'm taking Poatan all day. You know, he's way more durable. Khalil Rountree, we've seen him get finished numerous times. We've seen him pretty much give up. Sometimes he comes in and doesn't fight. Like when he fought Prachniow, he comes in and just gets outstruck by Prachniow for 3 rounds, right? Which is crazy. He gets mounted and elbowed out by Cutelaba after getting taken down like 3-4 times. Takes 1 elbow from Johnny Walker. He goes to sleep. And if you kind of look, anytime he's taken steps up in competition, even back in the day, Andrew Sanchez, Tyson Pedro, he was getting beat, you know, and then he beats Gokhan Saki, who is a great kickboxer, but he's not Alex Pereira. And he's a lot smaller. He's like 5'11", but loses steps, takes a step up in competition, loses to Johnny Walker. Beat up Eric Anders because that was a striking match and he just was way faster and better. Step up against Cutelaba, gets that ass whoops. Lateral step to Marcin Prachniow, gets that ass whoop. Fights Modestas Bukauskas, kicks him in the knee, gets him out of there. Wow. Carl Robertson hooks and knees to the body, gets him out of there. The Dustin Jacoby fight, I thought he lost. Everybody thought he lost that. He knows he lost that. So he didn't look good against a world-class kickboxer that Poatan has already knocked out. Then against Chris Dawkins, obviously gets him out of there with the left hook. But, I mean, that's what everybody's been doing to Chris Dawkins. And then Anthony Smith on short notice does not get you a title shot. But I'm not going to complain. I want to see Poatan fight. I want to see Poatan fight a striker, and I want to see Poatan get another knockout. So let's go, Poetown. We got Alex Pereira by KO. This is going to be a good fight card. I really can't wait for it. Can't wait to do some DraftKings. Can't wait to just watch it. Like I said, I love watching these fights. We got a pretty good fight card the following week with the Apex, man. Like I think there's like 12 fights. I'm about to do tape study for that tomorrow. And there's like 10 great fights on that card. Tatsuro versus Brandon Royval. Come on, that's going to be good. So, hey, man, I appreciate everybody checking out my videos. I appreciate you guys checking them out every week. I'm going to be putting out more content. I'm going to be putting out a bunch more breakdown videos like this. So please check it out. Hit that like button, man. Drop a comment for your boy. For putting up the 46-minute video all in one take. So if you see me getting any mess ups in here, it's because I don't edit it. I just do it in one take. I just get on here, talk about these fights. I don't need to do anything else. It's quick. So appreciate everybody checking me out, man. Let's have another good week. Let's kill these bookies, man. Good luck, everybody. And I'll see you guys Wednesday night.